I'm going to teach you a technique that can get a man to give you almost anything you want. It'll make him want to listen to you more. And in fact, if you're in a confrontation with him, it'll make him come to you to apologize. Can you imagine that? Him apologizing to you without you having to tell him that you deserve an apology? It can get him to do that, baby. It works every time. I will tell you this, it also can work in professional settings with just a few minor adjustments. It can work across the board. This can also work with women, but I will tell you this, it's really something that works best when you're dealing with masculine energy. So I will say it's for dealing with men who got strong masculine energy, or for dealing with women who may have strong masculine energy, okay? So here's the thing that I am a big believer in, is first of all, that every single person on this earth, I don't care if they are a little baby, I don't care if they are a grown man, every single person on this earth wants to be heard, wants to be validated, and wants to feel like their opinions and their thoughts matter, okay? You'd be surprised, most of us really don't have a need for people to agree with us, all right? When you're in an argument with somebody, a lot of times the conflict is not rooted in this person disagrees with me. What is rooted in that I don't feel heard, okay? So, you know, the person keeps cutting you off every time you speak. They're dismissing what you're saying. They're minimizing what you're saying. It's not that they don't agree with you that's bothering you. It's that you don't feel validated and heard. So that's the first thing that we've got to establish, is that everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to be validated as well. So when you can do those two things for people, you literally unlock their vulnerability to be able to hear you, because here's the thing, people really want to make you happy, especially if they love you. The closer they are to you, the more they want to make you happy. They get a sense of validation out of that, especially for masculine energy men, okay? Masculine energy men are the protectors, the providers, and they want you to be well taken care of. So it goes without saying that they want you to get what you desire. But where they put up their roadblock is when they don't feel heard. So when you can help them to feel heard, you literally are cracking them open so they can then hear you as well. And in hearing you, they can have a full open heart and mind to understand what you truly desire, and they will move heaven and earth to be able to give you it. So I'm going to teach you this technique that works. It works very easily. I'm going to teach you it within the context of if you're in a confrontation with somebody. But through what I teach you, you'll see how you can apply it even outside of a confrontation. But I really think this is very helpful if you are in a confrontation with him, or if it's a disagreement of some sort. Right? So picture this. You all are, you know, in the kitchen or doing whatever. And it seems like, you know how it is. You have a disagreement. It's like, how did we start? We started talking about chicken, and somehow or another we ended up talking about this thing that we disagree about, and we going back and forth about this. So you're in this moment where you now recognize we are disagreeing and things seem to be heating up. Maybe you're not yelling or anything like that, but you know, things are heating up. The first thing that you have to do is you absolutely must rest into your feminine energy. Now, I will tell you, this can be hard for some people to take in, because when they're in confrontation, a lot of times what will happen is we will take on more masculine energy. So for me, I'm not a person with naturally strong masculine energy. I've always had stronger feminine energy. And so, but if I'm in a confrontation, you know, sometimes it's like, well, he's up here fussing, he's up here, you know, talking louder than me. I have to match him in order to be heard. I have to match him in order to have him value what I'm saying, because if I don't, he's not going to pay me any mind. He's going to talk over me. So I would jump into cutting him off. I would jump into doing all these other things in order to be heard. But what I learned was that that's actually not effective. So what I had to do was I had to learn that it is okay to rest in my feminine energy, to lean into it. How do you do that? Well, first of all, look at your physical stance. While he's talking, are your arms like this? Are your arms like this? That doesn't work. Are you standing in a physical stance, is letting him know that you're in a confrontational stance? Look at that, okay? What you have to understand is that feminine energy is soft. Feminine energy is inviting, okay? And when you can lean into that, even through your physical stance, it will literally calm him down, okay? Half the time, he's fussing or he's yelling or he's, you know, talking in a tone that may be a little bit more aggressive than you, because the fact is that he's responding to your stance. You don't think that you're yelling, you don't think you're fussing, but your physical stance is communicating confrontation. And for him, everything within him ultimately wants you to be happy. Even when he's fussing, he wants to please you in some way, shape, or form. So when he sees that stance, it literally is hurting him in some way, shape, or form. Even when he's wrong and you're like, well, he deserved to be hurt. Fine. But it's affecting him negatively, and so he acts out that much more, talking even louder, cutting you off when you speak, and doing all these things, which is creating a more confrontational atmosphere. And it's not just him, he's also responding to you in terms of how you're standing. So look at that. When you open your mouth to speak, what I need you to think about is your tone, okay? Do not match him. I have a technique, I say, don't match him, mother him. And what I mean by that is this. When he's yelling or he's talking loud or he's doing anything like that, and sidebar before I go into all this, I'm not trying to teach you to just sit and endure verbal abuse or anything like that. If somebody's verbally abusing you, the conversation's done, it's over, there's no moving forward. I'm talking about just a normal heated exchange or something like that. So, when he's doing all that, you don't match his tone. What you do is you move closer to him, right? If you feel comfortable touching him, touch him. If you don't, don't. But I think touch is very effective. And then what you do is you move close to him as he's talking. He's gonna look at you like, why are you here? Okay, I'm upset. Why are you here? And what you do is you wrap your arms up around him. I like tall men, okay? I'm open to all, but I like tall men. You wrap your arms up around him and you look up at him and you say, baby, I know that we're disagreeing right now, and I definitely want to continue the conversation, but before we do that, can I at least have a hug? You're gonna say, huh? And you hug him. Don't give no half hug, give him a good tight hug. Let him feel all that body, okay? And as you're hugging him, you rest your face in his neck, breathe him in. Okay, you know why you're doing that? Because it's gonna calm you down. All those pheromones, it's gonna calm you down because you need to be calm for what I'm about to teach you. So then you do that, and as you pull away from him, you grab him by his hands and you pull him over to a place where you all can sit. Don't talk standing up. You need to sit. It communicates to your mind that this is a time for us to now rest and be vulnerable. And you sit him down. When you sit down beside him, there are two things you can do, right? I would recommend doing, I like the first one. The first thing you can do is you sit right by him and you lean in towards him. So this is him right here. You put your arm on his back. Maybe you rub the back of his head and you say, baby, as you're talking to him, you're rubbing the back of his head, you know, all that kind of stuff. You got some nails rubbing on his head. If you ain't got nails, just kind of give a firm rub to the back of his head. It's gonna be real relaxing. Don't rub his shoulders, not massage him. Just rubbing the back of his head. And you say, baby, I definitely know that we're not in agreement right now. And I wanna hear you. I definitely wanna hear you. So would you mind just sort of sharing with me what you feel, and feel free to help me to understand anything you feel I may be missing right now, okay? And you're rubbing the back of his head, right? You're not patronizing him. Don't patronize him. You are sincere. You want to hear him, okay? Because a key part of getting someone to give you what you want is making sure that they understand that you know what they want. That's the first key, okay? Ain't nobody willing to give you what you want if they don't feel that you understand where they're coming from. So I'm rubbing, baby, what do you feel? And he starts talking. And as he's talking, one of the things I may even do is I may put my hand on his knee, okay? So I'm not gonna go too far up. Think halfway up the thigh. So only halfway up. Don't go all the way up because you don't wanna get too close to his genitals, my dear. Because once you do that, he may turn on. And once he turns on, his ears turn off, okay? So you don't wanna get too close to there. You wanna just kind of just rub on his knee as you're talking, rubbing his head and letting him talk, you know, very gently and everything like that. And you either go in a circular motion or you just go kind of just a pat, a pat, a pat. That's one option for what you can do. The other option is you can actually, now this is nice for if he's laying on the couch, you can sit on the couch, like on the back of the couch, like, you know, laying long ways on the couch, so your feet up on the couch, and you pull him and have him lay between your legs. So he's not facing you, he's facing away from you, right? And you wrap your hands around him, he's laying on you, so his head is on your chest, and you are just sort of rubbing on him, rubbing on his head, and as he's talking, you may then kiss him on the back of the head as he's talking, right? And you say, okay, baby, all right, I want to hear what you're saying, so kind of just talk to me, let me know. So your calm tone, he's going to calm down instantly right there, right? And so as he's being calm, and talking, let him talk. I don't care if he talks for 4 minutes. I don't care if he talks for 30 minutes, okay? Do not cut him off, especially if you're dealing with a man who's got communications issues, okay? A lot of men and people with very masculine energy struggle with communications because the fact is that they don't always feel that they have got as good a tools as you have for knowing how to communicate. So with that said, they shut down and don't share what they feel because they don't want to say it the wrong way. And then when you cut them off, they shut down and then struggle to open back up again because they don't feel that what they're saying is being heard or valued, okay? So do not cut him off. I don't care how wrong what he says is. I'm going to teach you how to address that, but don't cut him off. All right? So you're rubbing on him. However you rubbing on him, he's talking. Once he comes to a close, you will know it. Okay? And so once he stops talking, then what you do, don't jump in immediately. What you ask him is you say, I hear you, baby. And then you repeat back to him the highlights of what you heard. What I'm hearing you say is X, Y, Z, A, B, C, E, F, G, okay? Now don't be sarcastic and say, now what I hear you saying is that you basically feel that I'm wrong and you right. Don't do that. We don't need your interpretation, baby. We're trying to fix the moment and get you what you want. We're not trying to fuck shit up more, okay? So listen to me, all right? So what you do is, I'm hearing you say da-da-da, I'm hearing you say da-da-da, I'm hearing you say da-da-da-da-da. And is that right, baby? Yes, that's right. Is there anything else that you feel I should know? And you say it to him just like that, very soft tone of voice, okay? Let your voice purr just a little bit, baby. He'll feel a little tingle in his spine when you do that. Is there anything else you feel I should know, baby? If you're sitting facing him, you lean your head to the side and you look him right in the eyes. Don't look away. Is there anything else you feel I should know, baby? And he says, nah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, baby. Okay, well, do you mind if I share with you what it is that I want to share? He gonna say, okay, yeah, yeah, baby, what is it? What you gotta say? Okay. Well, what I'm feeling is, and then you tell him it, speak softly. Don't use accusatory language. Don't say, and you did this. Don't do all that, okay? You know, don't be saying things that's gonna step on his toes. Just speak clearly and be vulnerable, okay? He may even try to cut you off when you're speaking. And what you do, if he tries to cut you off, pause. Just say, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Baby, now I listened to you without interrupting you at all. And I was hoping you could do the same thing for me. Can you please do that for me, baby? He was like, all right, my bad. And then you keep on talking. And you let him know exactly what you feel and what you desire. And as you're talking, you're still rubbing on him. Don't stop rubbing on him, okay? You're still touching him. You know, you're still doing all these things. And he's going to listen to you. And by the time you're done, he's going to A, apologize for if he did anything offensive beforehand. He will. You know what, baby, I'm sorry for how I came across earlier. And when he does that, you hug him again. It's okay, baby. Now, why do you hug him after he apologizes? You hug him because it is an unspoken positive reinforcement, okay? He apologized. Okay, don't do that shit. He apologized. Okay, thank you. And then you give him the silent treatment for the next couple hours because you need to heal and you need to come down. Fuck your come down, girl. You trying to get this man to give you what you want. You trying to get him in your good graces. You trying to make sure that he's in your good graces, okay? You trying to heal, not make a point. You know what I mean? You got to ask yourself, what's more important, piece of proving your fucking point, okay? You know, and so okay, babe, and you give him a hug, you give him a kiss. And if you do need some little space, some little silent time, then you go ahead and say, baby, okay, I'm gonna stay in here. I'm gonna finish making this meal. I'm gonna stay in here, finish watching this show. I'll join you in the bedroom a little later. You say, okay, cool. He walks away, all right? Everything you've asked for, he's going to give you, okay? Why? Because you've made him feel heard. Here's the thing you have to recognize about masculine energy. Masculine energy always wants to give you everything that you want. A real man, when he hears you say, I have a need of this, I have a desire for that, his mind is already working on how he can get it for you, or how he can make it possible for you, okay? The only time that they stop trying to give you what you want is when there's a disconnect there. And often the disconnect comes from him not feeling heard. Now, I'm not putting the relationship's health all on you, but what I am saying is that you play a vital role in him being able to feel heard and feel validated, because the more he feels heard and feels validated by you, the more he'll give you every single thing you want. If this video was helpful, what I want you to do is go ahead and click like and click share. And then what I want you to do is comment below and let me know any other relationship topics that you would like to learn about. Have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.